Hello, welcome back to Alternative Smallholding. I'm Jazz, and we've come to our growing space today because we have got some jobs to get done. Before I start today's video though, I need to say thank you to you for all of your lovely comments on Rue's video yesterday. She was really nervous with filming it, and we know they're not perfect, it's not perfect growing advice, but she loves it, and it is really important for kids to get interested in gardening, and she wants to do more and more over the year, and now's the perfect time for her to start. And she has read all of your comments. She did a little jump, a little dance, many squeals, and she can't wait to do the next one. If you haven't watched Rue's video, it's called Grow with Rue, and she started her first series yesterday, so in onion seeds. So we are going to sit down later when we get home, and she's going to reply to you all. I may have to type it, but it will be her words. So thank you, it really means a lot. You guys are just fab. The community we've got on this platform is just amazing. You outstyle me every day, so thank you. What do you want to say about your video that you did yesterday?
I want to say thank you for what subscribers I have by now, and I read through the comments, and I actually really do have a thank you for all of you who have done the comments, and I'm really happy about it, and thank you.
Great. See, I told her she was happy. You're going to do another one next week, aren't you? If you check Hugh at Hugh's Nursery, he's doing a video on starting new varieties of apple trees from seed, and Rue wants to start that project next week. So Rue will have a new episode of Grow with Rue, and that's what it's going to be around. So in yesterday's video, Rue introduced you to her new mud kitchen. This is what we made for you, wasn't it, baby? So at 2 AM on Christmas Eve, we were very busy doing this. We did make a video how to make it, but it was 2 AM and it was in our tiny dining room, wasn't it? The lighting was awful, and we thought we'll just show you it now, and we might do another how-to later on, because we think we might have to do another one for somebody else. Yep. Yeah, it needs another bracer because it is slightly wonky, and we need to finish painting the bottom edges. Underneath we'll have a downpipe coming into a bucket so we can save the water that she uses, and it'll have a basket for all of her utensils on here too. But this is just basically scrap wood that we've picked up from different bits and bobs over the years, isn't it? We've got the sink off Free Cycle, and it's literally cost us the wood preserving paint, and that's it. And it's absolutely fab, because I say, if you know Rue, you know she loves playing in the mud, and it's true, but apparently she loves playing in the mud on anything but her mud kitchen.
Seems like it. Rue!
Rue! It's here! Alright, this is a barrow full of the compost that we tipped out of the potato reveals on Christmas Day. So I'm going to get rid of any of these bits. So I'm going to use this as a mulch around the base of the brassicas and the cabbages. So these cabbages are getting munched by slugs. This is why we don't like edges on our beds, because I've always found that whenever I've had edges on beds we have slug problems, whereas when we haven't and it's just open plan like we did on the last plot, we didn't have any problems at all. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to take off some of these leaves, I'm going to save them for the girls, and I'm going to mulch this area, and then in a bit I think we're going to get the hammer, whack these side edges out, and then if the wood's any good we can repurpose it and use it for something else. Right, I've taken off all the lower leaves that are touching the ground on these and that are starting to look a bit manky, because the slugs love those. And so now I'm going to mulch around the bottom of the plants. But this compost isn't especially nutritious because it's already been used twice. But it is layering organic matter onto the soil, and it is going to act as a weed suppressant around these cabbages, which is less work come the spring. I'm trying to get into the habit with using no dig, of thinking 5 minutes spent mulching is much better than an hour or so weeding. So if we can stop the light getting to those weeds, that's great. So that's those having a good mulch. Can you see all of these white bits down here? That's whitefly, still active on the 28th of December. Horrible little things. But this has got a good couple of inches mulch on it now. That's just going to act as a weed suppressant, routine the plants, and also moisture retention and building the soil. So that will do them until spring. I'm not too worried about the edges around where there's no plants at the moment, because I'm going to be able to access those easily to weed. I did want to make sure that in between all of these plants was nicely covered to suppress any weeds come spring. It just makes the jobs a little bit easier, and who doesn't like that? Thank you, Roo. No problem. So in the video, I think it was Christmas Eve, I showed you that we had some seedlings coming up under here. So I want to get this up and see how many we've got. Now we definitely have beans coming up in rows, which is good to see. There's some coming up here in this row, and some down here. Not all of them are coming up, some of them are just poking through. But we can also see that we've got plenty of little weeds. And now is the perfect time, and these weeds are tiny, to hoe their heads off. And these rows are wide enough apart so that we can easily get the hoe in between them all. It's not meant to rain for, what, over a week, and it is definitely starting to rain right now. I'm not all that happy. Trying to check where they haven't come up yet, going by the rows, making sure I'm not taking their heads off. Hoeing weeds at this stage is the most efficient way to keep on top of them. Once these beans are a bit bigger, I'm going to come along and put in a support for them, because although this site is really sheltered and we don't tend to suffer from wind damage from storms and that as much as we did on the other site, I want to make sure that they're as protected as they can be. I've done a quick hoe, and I can see now that there's definitely more beans coming up. I think I've only had one casualty down here. I had to grate the top off one, but that's not bad. So usually I wouldn't hoe at this stage, but I just want to keep on top of these weeds. So a little hoe now, and then once they're a bit bigger, I'll hoe again. a little bit and often. Keeps on top of the jobs. That's my mantra for 2019. Over there, the Beardy Dude is trying to reassemble the greenhouse. So let's go and see how he's getting on. There's been a lot of huffing and puffing, I can tell you that. Before we go up to Seattle, I just wanted to talk to you about my tool. Now, this is my favourite tool. I always say that the one thing that a gardener needs is a good hoe, a good sharp hoe. Although this is mucky now, this is the best hoe I've ever had. This is a Wolf Garden, and it's the one with the interchangeable heads. So with this tool, it's got interchangeable heads. So you can take these off and you can get a rake, or there's a push-pull hoe as well. There's little mini tillers, there's little spades, and I find them really useful. And at first I thought this handle looks quite flimsy, but they're really, really hard wearing. And like I said, this is the sharpest hoe I've ever received. It clicks back in and you're ready to go. And the rake on it as well is really sturdy. I wouldn't be without my Wolf Garden tools. I want to get some more of the attachments for it. I just think they're fantastic. So if anyone's looking for a tool, you can often get these in garden centres. We found this, I think it was $29.99, and we got the handle, the hoe, and a rake attachment for it as well. So for $29.99, essentially we got 2 tools, or 3 if you count the handle. I love them. I think they're great. How are you getting on? We still got all the bits. They didn't fly away, did they?
Some of it.
That's some of the bits. I want to get this up, and then we're going to put it on its base there. And then when we get the big greenhouse from the other plot, that's basically going where Al is now. So let's go there. And we'll have the little cold frame here and the polytunnel up there. So this end of the plot is just for structures, basically. There'll be some flowers around and bits and bobs, but all up here is for Rue. So this hard standing, we'll have her Wendy house on, her mud kitchen. I'm going to trellis some of it off so she's got some more shade. Although, what is lovely about this site is we have these trees. So at the height of the day, when it gets really, really hot, these cast some shade up this end, so we'll have somewhere nice to come and sit. My next job now is to start this strawberry bed. Poor neglected strawberry bed. I'm trying to gently rake these leaves up because I don't want to damage all the runners. But I do need to see what's under here. I'm not getting it all out. I just want to see what we've got. So I've cleared some of this, just to see what we've got. We've got a lot of new runner plants coming out that have rooted themselves, and then we've got the designated rows. Some of these plants look quite old now, but I think what I might do is I'm just going to leave this now that I can see what we've got. I want to leave it till spring, see which plants produce, see which ones are nice, and then we will create some runners from those next year. But I think for this year we might leave it, see what variety they are, if we like them. But any that have crept over onto the edge in here, I may remove those. Now here, this is basically where the path is going to go down to the big greenhouse. And the strawberries underneath, they kind of end in about the same place, with about 2 foot that way. So I'm going to put in a couple of the strawberries that we brought from the other plot, and then leave space for the path. And then this is going to be some flowers and that, and Rue's house and everything will be on here. Some of the panels were damaged in the wind, so we had to duct tape them in, which isn't ideal. But if we do that from the inside as well, that should hold them for now, and then we'll come back and do it properly again another day. You good? Mm-hmm. Greenhouse. You pleased with that? Mm-hmm. There we go. Is it actually secured to the base?
In a fashion.
In a fashion. The state of you. She's covered. You're soaking.
Yep.
Have you had good fun?
Yep.
Well, the mud kitchen's been put to good use, hasn't it? That looks appetising.
Yum.
Got you. Thanks for watching. We are hopefully going to the big plot tomorrow. He's getting used to the camera, isn't he? We're hopefully going to the big plot tomorrow, and we will have assistance in taking down the remaining part of Rue's house. So hopefully we can get that up here and it's not too traumatic. We'll make another video for you about it, so it could be quite funny. So this has been Jazz at Alternative Smallholding. We have, what have we done? We have weeded the broad beans. I still need to cover them back up with fleece. We have mulched the brassicas. We've discovered what we've got underneath the strawberry bed, and then we have, well, Al has resurrected the greenhouse. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you've had a really lovely time over the festive period. Thank you for joining us on our live on Christmas Eve, by the way. It was great fun, and we will do another one soon. And also again, I have to say again, thank you for everything that you've done on Rue's video, all the comments. She really appreciates it. So we're going to go home in a bit, have a cup of coffee, get warm, and start replying to those. So see you soon. You take care. Bye bye.